in the shadows. I see them on my brain.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up? Sorry, we're a couple minutes late. We had to do a refresh. Our screens were a little pixelated, but we're here. We're here. It's your girl, No Mercy here. It is Tuesday night, so guess what? You already know what time it is. It's time for No Punches Pulled with me, No Mercy. Some of you probably already know who I am. For those of you that don't, my name is Brooke Millbrook. I am your host. This is my show. I am formerly known in the fight business as Brooke No Mercy Dierdorff. I am a retired professional boxer. I held the WBC lightweight title until I retired. I was inducted into the International Women's Boxing Hall of Fame last year, 2022. I've been through some good, some bad, and of course, a lot of BS in this sport of women's boxing. Y'all know how it is. Welcome to my platform. This is where we talk the talk and walk the walk. We will bring out the truth in women's boxing. You're going to hear from pioneers of the sport, past boxers, current boxers, even future female boxers. We'll be getting down and dirty, speaking the truth of what takes place in women's boxing behind the scenes. You definitely don't want to miss a single show, guys. So make sure that you like, subscribe, and share it with all your friends and everybody you know in the boxing world. We need to get everybody involved. You definitely don't want to miss one Tuesday night here with me, No Mercy. What's up, Women's Boxing Channel in the house? Thanks for coming. Thanks for sharing. Today, guys, our special guest we have is Nydia, the phenomenal Feliciano in the building, y'all. Nydia's pro career span from 2009 to 2018. She faced some of the best fighters out there during her career. She's definitely a trailblazer, definitely a warrior. She fought those such as, just to name a few, Jackie Trivilino, Jennifer Hahn, Amanda Serrano, Jenna Shivers, Ela Nunez, Mikayla Nebel, Shelly Vincent, Crystal Hoy, Heather Hardy, Noemi Bosques, Olivia Gerula, Mikayla Mayer, and Alycia Baumgardner, y'all. She is the former IWBF Bantamweight World Champion, former USA New York State Featherweight Champion, and the former UBF International Featherweight Champion. She is definitely a true warrior. We got several of the same opponents, y'all, so you already know what we got in store for you today. Help me welcome Nydia to the show. What's up, champ? What's up? What's up?
What's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good.
Good. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I definitely appreciate it, and I'm so glad we get to share your story with the world.
Pleasure is mine.
Michael in the house. Michael in the house, y'all. So to start it off, I know that you were born and you represented the Bronx, New York. Your mom, though, is Puerto Rican and your dad is Dominican. And you did end up moving to Puerto Rico, which is where you were raised with your mom when you were 1 years old.
One
Can
years
you tell us?
old.
Yeah, 1 years old. So can you tell us a little bit about what it was like coming up in Puerto Rico, a little bit about your childhood and how you got started with boxing?
Well, I started boxing early, due to being bullied in school. They used to call me ugly just because my hair is curly. Um, but yeah, I used to fight a lot in school, trying to defend myself, standing my ground, trying to have respect in school. But it get me into a lot of trouble, like getting suspended and missing a lot of schoolwork.
Yeah. I definitely know how that is. I think it's always hard, just one being different, two being very athletic. Those of us, most of us fighters were very athletic in school, tomboyish per se when we were younger growing up. And a lot of people don't really understand that or know how to associate with people like that. So therefore, they just make fun of what's unfamiliar to them, which is not acceptable whatsoever. I
It's
definitely
not
had some
cool.
issues. No, not cool. I definitely had issues in school similar to that. Um, but I can only remember getting in two actual fights in school, and both of them were with guys. I never had a
Oh, I have a super
never
story
had a
about that.
girl. Well, I never had a girl that would step to me just because they already knew that I was not with that bull. Like I didn't take no bull. Um, So the only two that I ever got into it with were both guys. And I can remember actually both times they got suspended and I didn't. So, shame on them. I don't
I mean,
know.
I did got suspended. I have a little fighting record in my middle school, over 20 fight in a year.
Hey, but you think they would learn. Like,
They didn't. They
that's
didn't.
the
I fought
crazy thing.
boys, girls. My last fight was, matter of fact, it was in high school. It was with this girl that she out me out in front of the whole school. That was also another issue, being gay.
Yeah.
It was a big part of being bullied because I never hang out with girls. I was always playing basketball, baseball, softball, always doing boys thing, and I didn't care. I mean, that's how I was.
Yeah.
But this girl out me out the whole entire high school, and oh man, I just wanted to choke her.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it goes to show, and all of I have a 19-year-old, 11-year-old, and then a 21-month-old. But my 19-year-old and my 11-year-old, they're biracial, so they've been bullied a lot, just because they're different. But I always told, like, my oldest one would never do it, but I'm always like, dude, like, if you just the worst bully of them all, if you just beat their ass, nobody will mess with you again. But
Nobody would mess it.
she didn't have it in her. She was not that type of kid. Like, she just was not, wouldn't do it. Now my middle one, she gets in trouble more often because she definitely stands her ground and she sticks up for
Yeah,
herself. So,
that's what it's supposed to be.
um,
You have to stand your ground with
but
people.
I told her, and I've told them from day one, hey, if you're defending yourself, you are not in trouble in my house. We'll go out for ice cream,
Yep.
because that's what you're supposed to do, and that's what we teach our kids. I know that's like today it's like a big no-no, but that's what we do around here. We don't take no mess. That's what we
Mike,
try to teach them.
Michael is at
20
25
fights
in a
a
year.
year. How many were men? Michael,
I
I
will
only
put
got
like
in two fights in high school, and they were both men.
I will put like 15 of them were men.
Yeah, because that's the most of the time the girls are, they don't have enough guts
No.
typically,
And
because they know better.
it's always in a group. It's not by
Or
itself.
yeah,
It's
it's a
always with
group.
a group.
Yeah, never one on one. Like, they don't have the guts or the balls per se
No.
to step to us. You're just out there slumming dudes over, right? Hey,
Nah, I did a slum that make them eat dirt.
oh, that's good too. That's a good one.
I make
Yeah.
them eat
Hey,
dirt.
it's no mercy over here, Mike. No mercy over here. You know what I'm saying? You already know. So yeah, we kind of talked about the bullying in school. So because of the bullying, your mom did start you in boxing, I believe you said at the age of 10. So share with everyone about your time in and out of boxing growing up, because I know, like, from 10 on, you were kind of in and out of boxing, right?
In and out of boxing because the first rule that they, as soon you go inside of a boxing gym, the main rule is you cannot use your skills in the street.
Yep. That's the first thing they teach you. Yeah.
That's the first rule, and I broke that rule so many times that actually I got suspended, like, I think 6 months from the gym. And I continue, in middle school, still fighting. And I took boxing seriously in high school. And I said, okay, you know what? I'm a little bit more mature. Let me take this serious because I really like the boxing. I
Yeah.
really love the boxing. I really love the fighting game, and seeing all the girls going, traveling and stuff like that. It caught my attention. I want to do that. And so I did that. I calmed myself, and I always put in my head, you don't want to get suspended. You want to become a world champion.
Right.
And from there on,
Yeah.
never
You
foot no
definitely
more.
Yeah, you definitely have to have the mindset, and you have to even sure enough. I know our 11-year-old really, really, really wants me, and my husband was my trainer later on in my career, my only trainer. And so we both know boxing very well. And our 11-year-old really, really wants to learn to box, but she's not quite mature enough yet. Like she wants to learn it and she wants to do it, but he's like, she's not ready mentally to stay focused enough for it. And he doesn't have the patience with his, since it's his own kid. He's like, I don't have the patience for it. Like, cause she'll want to do it. And then today she doesn't want to practice type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, a couple more years when she's more mature, then we'll take it a little more seriously. Um, Women's boxing channel. I fought all the time at school, but was a certain type, always in response, never instigated, never always won, but that doesn't matter a damn. Principal is chief. Yeah, I was small and loud. Prob's my fault, but I saw myself as fun. Yeah, women's boxing channel. Definitely, I never was one to start a fight, but I would finish a fight. I didn't like the talking. So I'm not going to
Oh,
stand here.
no,
I'm not
no,
going to stand
no.
here and argue with you back and forth. If you're going to say something, either you're going to do something or you can get the heck out of my face. Like,
Yeah, I don't like
we're
the
not, I'm
the
not going to argue with
arguing.
you.
No,
Yeah.
no.
So yeah, if you wanted to step to me and you want to start some mess or start some shit, and then you just want to sit here and argue with me, I'm just going to walk away. Cause like, I don't have time for the BS. Either you want to do something or you don't. Like that's where we're at. Michael, I teach my kids no ice cream here. You teach them, but you don't give them ice cream. You don't reward them. Hey, I will. Heck, if I
Send
shoot,
them over
I,
here. I give them ice cream.
yeah, bring them over here. I'll give them some ice cream if they defend themselves in school. That's what you're supposed to do. Well, you're not gonna catch any trouble for finish it, right? No making friends over ice cream in this household. Mike, it's not making friends. It's rewarding them for doing what they should
For
do,
defending
which is
themselves.
defend
Yes.
themselves. My oldest one would never do it, and she got bullied so bad. I mean, she got like 6 people jump her in the bathroom. It was a mess. It was a mess. And it was just because she just didn't want to hurt anybody. Like she just was that type of kid. Now that she's older, once she hit 18, 19, I think 18 was the very first time she ever had her first street fight. And I went with her to make sure that it was fair because I knew they were bringing a mob of girls with her. But
It's always like that.
yeah, they had a mob of like carloads of people getting out of the car. And I was like, no, this is not how it's going down. But yeah, and ever since then, now she's pretty good with trying to stand up for herself anyways, but she still needs to learn to fight because she definitely needs to learn some stuff. But at least she's trying. Um, I do know. Okay, so back to Nadia, guys, back to Nadia. We're done with the school fights. Um, started teaching my youngest at 2. There you go, Michael. Yeah, my son that's almost 2, he already hits the like the double M bag and likes to hit people. So yeah, we're working on it. Um, Once you did graduate high school, though, you did finally get to move back to the Bronx, New York, to continue your boxing career. Tell everyone about the gyms that you were associated with, and how you met your longtime trainer, Marcos Suarez.
Well, as soon I moved to the Bronx, back to the Bronx, I put boxing on hold because since I didn't know the area so much, um, I started college. I started playing ball in college, until I found Maurice Park Boxing Club. And that's where I met first Lupin Guzman. He's a well-known coach right here in the Bronx.
Mhm.
But I met his son first, Jose Guzman. He was also a professional boxer. Now he's a boxing coach. And he told me, well, my dad be training people in Morris Park. This is the address. Just show up there, and from there go on.
Yeah.
My uncle took me to the gym because, like I said, I didn't know the area, and he pays the first couple of months, and then he disappears. So Lupin Guzman end up like paying my fares at the gym for me to train. And so I was juggling studying in college, basketball and boxing. But then boxing was so much, the adrenaline of being in the gym all day and every day. I just put, basketball to side, still going to college and then continue the boxing.
Yeah. That's
So
awesome. Yeah,
yes,
it's really hard to juggle 2 sports. Very, very hard to
it's
juggle
it
2 of them.
is it is hard.
Uh, Women's boxing channel example. If I was picked last at soccer, I'd probably call him an idiot or something, then laugh. That was always my problem. I always stood my ground the wrong way, even though I was right. I was also wrong. Yeah. So in other words, you instigated it because you made a smart remark first.
Mm-hmm.
So you were instigating the fight. I'm not gonna say I never did that. I mean, I definitely had smart ass comments, but nobody usually said anything back. That was the difference. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Did you compete in the amateurs at all, or did you
I
just?
did. I
Okay.
did in 2009, which was my last amateur fight was the Golden Glove.
Okay.
Uh I fought, I think the last one was Jody Ann Weller. She was a ranked number one at 125 pounds in the
Okay.
US. Um I lost to her. It was a close decision, and I could even if I would have won that fight, I couldn't continue because I have a bruised rib, so I couldn't
Okay.
even sit down. It
Yeah.
was so hard to breathe and I couldn't even lay down, and I'm like, oh, even if I would have passed to the semifinals, I wouldn't continue because I was hurt.
Yeah, you were injured. Yeah. Yeah, totally get that. Yeah, when you got a bruised or a broken rib, that's no joke. Definitely no
No,
joke.
it's hard. It's even hard to breathe.
It's hard to breathe. It's hard to move. It's hard to sit. It's hard to lay. It's hard to literally exist.
Do
We'll just put
anything.
it that way. It's very painful, very painful. Um, so you did make your pro debut though on May 15th, 2009 against a very tough opponent, Jackie
Jackie
Trivilino,
Trivilino.
fighting to a 4 round draw. Tell us how you felt in your first pro fight, the adjustments from the amateurs to the pros, no headgear, all that, and how you felt the fight went. It was a
It
draw,
was
so it had to have
it
been really
felt
close.
amazing as those 8 ounce glove and just hitting the person so hard. I'm like, oh, it feels amazing. It feels like you fighting with your bare hands.
Yeah. Hi,
Oh,
whoever.
she said hi. She said my partner. Um, yes, it felt amazing. I didn't know much about Jackie Trivilino. Matter of fact, I didn't know about nobody in the United States whatsoever, like in the amateur, because I never got to travel. I
Yeah.
only fought here in the city. I only got to travel once, and it was for the Empire game back in the days. But then after that year, the game disappeared.
Okay.
It was no more. And so I never heard of Jackie Trivilino. All I heard was that she was a tough opponent from upstate New York, and I'm like, okay, so I'm ready. I went over there. I fought my heart out. I felt that I won, and they decided to put her a draw, and I'm like, okay, so it's a draw, it's a win. At least it's not a loss.
Yeah. And it's
But
really hard with 4 rounders because there's only 4 rounds. So literally 2 and 2. I mean, that's so easy to do in a 4 rounder.
yes, and it
I mean,
was
there's no
kind
like,
of annoying. The minutes went by so fast. I wanted a little bit more.
yeah. Yeah.
Like that adrenaline is there, and then 2 minutes go like this in a blink of an eye.
What? This is your dad's phone. No. Sorry, my daughter. She
It's
brought me a
okay.
phone. She thought it was my phone, but it's her dad's phone. Our phones look alike. Um, yes. So, but you did though get to fight Jackie again in 2010, fighting to
Mhm.
another draw over 8 rounds.
Another draw. Yes.
Yes. But then in 2011, you got the trilogy and you took that winning a majority decision in your first title, the USA New York State featherweight belt. Tell us about
Hmm.
um, the difference between the first fight, the second fight, and then finally winning that trilogy fight with her, getting the third victory after 2 draws.
Well, in the second fight, it was on my birthday. I was fighting on literally on my birthday, and the fact that they put it a draw, I was like stunned again because it was at her house. It was in
Yep.
her hometown, and I was all confused. I'm like, I don't understand if I'm taking you know taking her to the deep water. Why giving me a draw?
Right.
Like I'm literally doing anything everything possible to win round by round.
Right.
Like I already knew her weakness. I learned it from the first fight, but in the third fight was kind of hard because I ended up getting sick. By dropping the weight, my body got a little weak, and I was fighting with fever. I was literally high in fever. I couldn't take no Tylenol, no nothing because they didn't allow me. All they kept saying, "Oh, just keep your body
Yeah.
hydrate." And it was, by I think it was by the seventh round. In my head, I was telling, I can't no more. I wanna quit. I wanna just leave
Yeah.
because my body wasn't feeling good.
Yeah.
So my body was sending the signal to my brain, I can't no more. But my coach was like, you have, this is it. I know you don't feel good, but we are winning. You win this round, you win the belt. I
Yeah.
end up with a I never have a swollen eye, but that day I ended up having a big swollen eye that I
Yeah.
couldn't even. It was like this.
Yeah. Almost shut all the way.
That's how big the bump was.
Yeah.
But I did drop her in the first round with a jab.
With
So
a jab.
I think that's what changed the fight. And it
Yeah.
was still I think it was a split decision too. So
Okay.
they was
It was
trying to
still
like
close.
take the fight.
Yeah, they wanted it to be a draw again. Like, really?
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm not doing this no more. But because of that drop in the first round and they cut it a slip. But I know the judges saw that it was
Saw
a
it as a
punch.
yes, yes, which is sometimes a good thing. Just looking at your script, dang, you really fought the best gals. I told you, Women's Boxing Channel. Did you miss the intro? I named like she's like me. She fought the best, like literally the best out there her whole freaking career. I literally
I
listed
think
like
I think my one of my best fights I did it with Amanda Serrano. That
yeah,
was one of my best fights. It was in New Jersey. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna be fun because we two Puerto Ricans and we just keep going.
yeah,
And that's exactly what the fan was like. This was the fight of the night.
yeah,
Even though it was close, for me. It felt it was close, but for the judges, once you have like promotion against you, um the judges, I think she was signed with them. I'm assuming she was like with them. I think it was Pretty Girl something. I forgot the name of the promotion, but I went as the opponent. I didn't win as the house girl. She was the
okay,
house girl.
yeah.
So once you have that, everything goes against you.
Yes, absolutely. I'm telling you, Mike, all these gals are tough, brave, sort of. We are all tough and brave, and we're badasses. That's what we are. Just call us badasses. That's what
Yeah, I
we.
never said no to no fight.
Yeah, me neither, girl. I feel you. Mayor Baumgardner. Okay, can I go over the list again? Okay, hold on, y'all. I didn't name everybody off her resume. I just named like the most notable ones that most of you probably have heard of. But this isn't. I know everybody she fought, but I figured you guys might not know all the names. But Jackie Trivilino, Jennifer Hahn, Amanda Serrano, Jenna Shivers, Ela Nunez. I fought also. Mikayla Nebel. I met her at the induction. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's an
Shelly
awesome
Vincent.
person.
Yeah, Shelly Vincent. Everybody knows Shelly. Crystal Hoy, Heather Hardy. Everybody knows Heather. Noemi Bosques. Olivia Gerula, I also fought. Mikayla Mayer, Alycia Baumgardner. That's just to name a few, y'all. That's like the most well-known names that I figured most of you would know. But she fought more than that. But that's where we started out. July 27, 2013, you did face again, like I just said, Crystal Hoy, another well-known warrior, to a 10-round unanimous decision for your second title, the
For my second
IWBF
title.
Bantamweight World Title. How did you feel to win your first world title?
That day for me was out of the world because that day was my mom's birthday,
Oh,
and it was also the anniversary death of my uncle. I passed away, and I told my mom, as a gift for you, I'm gonna bring you that belt. That's gonna be your birthday gift.
nice.
And the uniform that I wore that day, it was a tribute, for my mom. and also for my uncle. And I won that fight. It was I boxed beautiful. It was, but she was tough. She never
Yeah,
stopped coming.
yeah.
She
But
never
that's
stopped
epic.
coming.
Epic.
Yes, it was amazing, an amazing night.
Yeah, that's so awesome that you could do that for her. I did have the Olivia Gerula fight when I fought her in Canada for the WBC world title.
Oh, she's
For
also
that
tough.
she is, but I still believe to this day that I won that fight. Um,
Same thing
I
with me. Same thing
yeah,
with me. They give her a split decision,
yeah,
and it was for a title also. And
yeah.
I was shocked. I'm like, how the hell you
Yeah,
give
I mean,
the
it was a good
fight?
fight. It was definitely a good fight. But I also had just lost my aunt right before that fight, so I had a tribute outfit for that fight as well, because we had just lost my aunt prior to that one. But yeah, it's really emotional, and a lot goes into those fights when you're dedicating it to someone. So yeah, that one hurt a little bit because I didn't get that victory, and like I felt like that was for her. So yeah, but that's like so amazing that you got the victory, for your on your mom's birthday. Like that's
Yes.
awesome. That's like icing on the cake. Like put the cherry on top. Um, yeah, but that's awesome, and it was a world title, your first world title, so that's amazing.
Yep.
Then again, in between there on April 16, 2016, you beat Rebecca Jennings with an 8-round unanimous decision to win your third title, the UBF International Featherweight title. Tell us a little bit how about that fight and her as an opponent.
Well, we had to travel all the way to New Zealand to fight for that title. She's also a kickboxer,
Yeah.
and she was uncomfortable. She was a southpaw, even though I do know how to fight a southpaw, but being her, tall and just the weird stand, it made the fight uncomfortable. Also, that day I have my period, so
Oh gosh, that's horrible.
that was it was. I got that the same day of the weigh in. It was no, it was the day before the weigh in. Brian was my manager at that time. We went with us, and I told her that, hey, I got my thing, and I think I'm a little bit heavier
Yeah, it
because
does that.
being on those days it give you like 3 to 4 pounds
Yes,
extra.
yes.
So he gave me the technique of the hot tub to lose those pounds,
Yeah,
and I went I went myself. Everything was good, but the next day, the day of the fight, I was so bloated and so uncomfortable. So whenever I have my days, my legs feel crampy to walk, especially in my hip area. So I feel like a robot. So I had to force myself in the fight. You know, having that in so hot. You get extra hot
yeah,
when
yeah.
you in your days,
And
and
you're
it's
cramping and you're uncomfortable and
uncomfortable. I just wanted to go to the room and lay down and do
yeah, lay
nothing.
down, give me a heating pad and just let me lay down.
Yes, eat chocolate. Because that's also another thing, the craving when you got those days.
Yeah,
I just wanted to do all that, and I'm like, the fact that I had to fight, but I had to do it because and during that week that I was in New Zealand, my grandma passed away of a heart attack. So that was an extra push, even though it was constantly in my head, that my grandma passed away and I was not there.
yeah,
It makes it hard,
yeah,
but I use that as a motivation
yeah.
to
You have
push
to.
forward.
Yeah, you have to. Definitely.
And I won the title.
You did, and you won the
I won the
title.
title.
Third title. Definitely. So you definitely, I think we kind of hit this, but everybody keeps asking. We've definitely been in there with the best of the best throughout your career. I already named the names twice, so we all know them. But can you tell us a little bit of which ones do you feel were your toughest fights and why, and maybe which ones you felt like,
That I won.
yep, that you won, but you didn't?
Well, like I said, once you go as an opponent, that's one of your biggest
Yeah, it's obstacles.
Yes,
Because we're
to
always
be
the
able to
opponent.
beat the person.
Yeah, you're always the opponents. Yeah.
Yes, like I said, I never said no to no fight.
Yeah.
So I took whatever come because when I was, coming up, it wasn't that many girls in the car. Now it's a different ball game.
Yeah.
Now it's like girls all over
Yep.
in major cars. So that was one. That was another obstacle. When I fought um Mikayla Mayer, I know I beat her. Well, you saw the footage.
I
I
did.
sent you the footage.
I did.
It felt close, but she didn't do nothing. But the last round that I got cut with one punch, and I think they defined that fight
Yep.
from that punch.
Yeah.
She didn't do nothing, even though she came from beating two girl her first two fight as from a KO. She thought that she was gonna knock me out.
Yeah.
That was her. That's why you could see her frustration at the end, that she wasn't happy with the decision because that's not how she wanted. Yeah, she
Right.
won, but
She wanted the
I know she
knockout.
wasn't happy. She
Yeah.
wasn't happy with the
Well,
result.
it's almost impossible. I wouldn't say impossible, but it is very unlikely when you're facing a Puerto Rican or even a Mexican fighter that they're going to get knocked out. It's just very uncommon. We'll just put it that
Yes.
way, male or female. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I think it's just in the blood. It's just that it's in their veins and their blood. But I have yet to meet a Puerto Rican or a Mexican that cannot take punishment. Um,
I mean, look at Ela Nunez.
yeah,
Look at
exactly.
Ela
But
Nunez.
I fought Ella too, and in New York. And yes, I mean, but it's just a prime example. Um, they're just tough. They're just built
Yeah.
that way.
I
You
mean,
guys just built that way.
it was,
Um,
it was upsetting. It was upsetting that I got that's another split decision, or it was majority decision, something like that, because Olympian girl signed with Top Rank,
yeah,
like I said, another obstacle against me.
yeah,
And even though I was fighting in my hometown, New York, people still booing her. They literally boo her when they said the decision.
yeah,
And I'm like, okay, if it was like extra two more rounds or extra 30 seconds, it would have marked a difference because she didn't do nothing. It
yeah,
was nothing.
yeah,
Now with Alycia Baumgardner, it was a tough fight. It's like she literally knew my game plan, and she used that game plan against me.
yeah,
It's like I try to switch, I try to change my game plan, like from being a bull to box around. Is like she knew my whole game, and I'm like, wow, she really studied me.
yeah,
But it was, it was tough. After that fight, I put a hold because I felt a little weird after the fight. I ended up throwing up in the back room. I was dizzy and I felt that I got like shot. Some of the shot went like here, and when you get
yep,
shot here,
yeah,
it could be a concussion.
yep. When you get
So
hit
I
behind
ended up
the head
going
or
to
right
the
here,
I went to the hospital just to give a checkup, and they did an MRI. I don't like MRI machines. I get crazy with the
claustrophobic.
MRI machine. Um, the doctor said that everything was good, but I knew inside me something was wrong.
Yeah,
So I took a break. I told my coach, Marcos, that I wanted to take a break because I wanted to heal internally.
yeah. Give your
And
body time.
back to back losses, that also stays in your head.
Yep,
So from there on, so that's where I stood, right there.
yeah,
I haven't get back to the gym. I was training before COVID hit. I
yeah,
was trying to get rid. I was trying to get back, and then COVID made it longer.
yeah. And then you just decided to just go
Just
ahead and retire. I
I'm
mean,
not
it's
I'm
so
not retired. This is what people keep asking me. Are you retired? I'm like, no, I'm not retired. It's like I work for Amazon right now, and I don't have the time to
to
go to
train.
the gym because I drive a truck. I do the deliveries. I go up and down with boxes,
Yeah,
and I come out home. I come out from that job so exhausted that I don't have the energy to go and train.
yeah.
It's,
I
it's
feel
hard.
it's
People
very
don't
hard.
understand that.
Well, And we've talked about this a lot on this show, about people just don't understand. And I've always said that women work way harder
Too
than
hard.
in this sport. And I feel like we should be making more than the men because of that, just for the simple fact that uh, we work full time, we train on the side, we're still mothers,
That's
for
a
those
good
of us that
question.
have kids. So we're literally working like four jobs. We're wives, we're mothers, we work full time, and then we train when we can. And
Yes,
I've
when we
always said,
can.
yeah, you train when you can. And then you see how good of fighters we were. And I've always said to my husband and everybody I know, I said, could you imagine the fighter I would have been if I literally just got paid to train every day, like the three workouts, like the men do? Like, I would have been I was already,
No,
I feel like a
and
bee.
not only that, to be able to have some type of fee come, some type of income just
Yeah.
by the men's do that. The men's
Yeah. They get
some
paid
men
just to train.
some men that I know have leave high school just to be professional and they get paid.
Yeah.
So why the women cannot have that?
Yeah, we have to work. I mean, there's a few today that don't, but for you,
Yes,
a few,
a
um,
few. You said it
a
right. A
few.
few.
Not all of them today, but a few. But I just said, like, imagine how, like, all of us past fighters that were like warriors and like bulldogs. Imagine how much better we would have been if we could have literally just trained every day,
Yeah. I mean,
or had a fight camp where it was just we
I
were
have
off by
people stop me in
ourselves.
the street telling me, "Hey, you so damn good. Why you're not in the gym?" And I'm like, "Are you gonna pay my rent?
Right? I got bills. We
I
got kids.
got
We
bills to
got
pay."
families.
It's
Like,
the boxing. Boxing is another, and this is another thing. Boxing is another bill because you had to pay the gym dues. You had to pay your coach. You had to pay strength and conditioning. You had to also have a good nutritionist to make your meal plan to for you to be strong and be able to cut the weight. That's another bill.
yeah, it's
You know,
expensive.
like it's a
And
lot.
then
It's
you're
a
not
lot.
getting paid to fight either.
Exactly. You know, back then I think the highest was 8,000, and it was in Mexico.
Yeah, my highest was 4,000 when I fought Mia St. John in
Four
Mexico.
thousand. Wow,
Rematch. 4,000.
4,000.
Yeah, WBC 4,000 in Mexico rematch against Mia St. John. I can only imagine what she made, but I made $4,000. That was my highest
Well,
pay.
she fought when I fought in New Zealand. She also fought over there too.
Yeah,
Mia San John.
yeah. I fought her twice. The rematch was in Mexico because that's where she wanted it, for her title, WBC title. And I did win over there. But the problem was I only made 4K. And I was there for like 10 days because they do everything big in Mexico. You know,
Yeah.
you got to do the public workout. You got to do like 50 interviews. You got to do like all this stuff. So I was there, I think like 7 to 10 days. So that was time off work that I didn't get paid for, and I only made $4,000. That was my
Exactly.
highest payday.
And plus you had to pay the manager also.
Right,
You know, they
right.
had to have their fee also. So
You gotta pay all
yeah,
that.
discount that from your paycheck.
Exactly, exactly. I think I came home where I spent money instead of actually making money. By the time you're off work and all the extra stuff that you got to pay for, really didn't make anything. Um, Women's Boxing Channel. I'm so thrilled. 5 stars. Thank you, Women's Boxing Channel, for the 5 stars. I'm thrilled to see all these fighters you bring on. Thank you. I appreciate it. There's lots more to come. Lots more to come, guys. Like I said, we're booked all the way out to like May of next year with interviews
That she
already.
speak the truth.
Yes, she is speaking the truth. We're both speaking the truth.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Um,
It's a lot going on in the boxing game that people
yeah,
really don't know.
don't know at all. If you know, you know, and if you don't know, you might think you know, but you really don't know.
Yep.
That's my philosophy. Michael Orr said, "Do you think from the 22 bouts that you've been in your career, are you worried that you may suffer some long-term effects from the sport?"
Yes and no. I would say yes because I have seen close friends of mine. Uh Pat Day, he passed away, right after, right right on TV. We saw it. And then Pressure Cologne, even though I wasn't close to him, but I knew him from the gym, coming to the gym and train. And see how he ended up, it was, it's scary. And I have also my mom being on top of me because seeing those two events, it really affected my family, and they just worried that, that I would end up like that, or worse.
Yeah.
And my mom didn't she doesn't want that. And it's like I tell her, I'm an adult, and I know the risk I'm taking, and this is what I love.
Yeah.
And it's you cannot tell a fighter stop fighting.
Yeah. No. No, I mean, I retired after, well, after I won the belt. I think I had one or two more fights after, no, like three or four maybe after that. But then I got pregnant with my second daughter. And after that, I just decided that it was time for me to take a step back and actually be a mom. My first daughter was born, raised in the gym. Like I kept fighting after I had her, and I went pro. And she literally lived in the gym. I mean, it was like we were there every day, and like she grew up in the gym, until I retired. And after having two, I'm like, well, I really need to spend more time with the kids. Like, I really need to spend more time with the family. And it is dangerous. And, I didn't want
It
my
is.
kids to, and so I decided to go ahead and retire. Now, I can't tell you that in those last 10 years, I haven't thought a million times about coming out of retirement. More so probably the last 5 years since it's been growing. Um, but I would only want to come back. It'd have to be a good payday. Like I'd have to have a big payday.
I
Um,
mean, we have so many good fighters. I went to the fight that Amanda Serrano have in Madison Square Garden. Um, it was just a female car, and it was amazing. And you don't know the rush that I felt like coming from my feet all the way to my head.
yeah,
And I
I
saw
wanted
one
to be
fight
at that fight.
specific.
Know that.
I saw one fight specific, and it was with this girl named, I think it was Sky.
Yes, Sky Nichols,
He, yes,
or is it Nichols?
I felt,
Sky.
yes, I think it's Sky Nichols. And I was looking at that fight, and I'm like, if I'm able to go down to that weight again, I know I could beat her. Because that fight, and I'm sorry to say this to another female fighter. I respect every fighter, but that fight was so boring. It was so it was so boring that I questioned myself. I'm like, you fighting in the Mecca of New York,
Yeah,
and you fighting like that, and you got a big promoter behind you.
that's the thing. Like my husband and I, we literally laugh and joke about it all the time. But ever since, like prime example, I can't get her on this show just because I think there's like a secret beef there. But Jessica McCaskill is also. I'm from Illinois, so I represented Chicago. I trained out of Windy City Gym, and she also now reps Chicago. Um, but ever since she became undisputed, like that was when I really wanted to come out of retirement, because I'm like, absolutely no way in hell she could beat me, and I could easily just become undisputed.
I mean, like I said, this. I'm not gonna trash talk about any female
No, but I mean,
fighter.
you look at them
I
and you're
res
just like,
I respect every fighter
yes.
in the world, but
But you look at them and you're just like, I know I could beat them.
yes, that's the thing. And with Jessica, is the way she fight is different.
Yeah.
It's not as us punching, and is her style is very difficult. It, I was
Yeah.
looking at it. I'm like, it's uncomfortable to fight a person, unpredictable fighter, because
Yes.
that's what I mentioned to her. I mean, not to her, but to somebody that I know. I'm like, she's an unpredictable fighter, and
Yeah.
those are the fighters that you need to be careful with.
Yeah. Well, and our styles, I think it's because our styles are so similar. Like I fight, I mean, my fight style is a bulldog, go forward, like punch, punch. Like that's
Punch,
my
punch,
style.
yeah. I know the
I'm a Mike
style.
Tyson style of fighter. I'm straightforward. Like I'm straightforward. I am a brawler. I consider myself. I do not box whatsoever, and I've never claimed to be a boxer. I'm not good with defense. I am literally offense fighter. And I just overpower people with that, which is how I won my fights, I think. But our styles are so similar, but I just feel like, me personally, I feel like I have more power and I have more endurance when I was
Hmm.
fighting. So when like, it makes you like look at it and you're like I
I know
know
the
I could get
feeling.
those belts.
Yeah,
Um,
I know the feeling.
it
I
brings
feel
the
the same. I
fire
feel the
back,
same
and
way
you're
with
just
with
like,
some of the fighters that have
yeah,
belts, and I'm
yeah,
like, I definitely could have beat you.
yeah,
And when Mikayla won all those belts, and I'm like, I know I beat you. You just got lucky. If not, I would be the one with those belts.
yeah. That would be me instead of you. Like, come on,
Yes,
come on.
it's just like I said, it's having a good team behind you
Yes,
is the main thing in here.
yeah,
uh Management, it's either management or or good promoter,
yeah,
you know, those two things combined is the perfect upbringing for a fighter.
exactly,
You don't
exactly.
have those. If you don't have
See, and
those,
I didn't have either. It was
me
just me and my
neither.
husband.
I did have a manager, but back, like I said, back then it was kind of difficult to
Yeah,
get like constantly fights. It was so difficult that on my 10th bout or my 10th fight, I already fought for IBF world title in Mexico
yeah,
on my 10 bout.
yeah,
That's how little bit of people was, one on my weight class, and two in the US it wasn't a lot of girls that wanted to fight. So we had
exactly.
to look for outside of the United States.
Yeah, you had to go wherever, like wherever you could
Yeah.
get the fights.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. You actually make a good point, Brooke. Thank you, Women's Boxing Channel. How many concussions do you think you have had? That's for both women.
I
I would say I only remember one time. I always have told people, the stars thing, like where you see stars and fluttery
mhm.
shit, that's a fucking real thing. It
Yeah.
is real.
I know
I
the feeling of that. With the start, and
um
only one fighter gave me that.
one time. I've had it happen one time.
I
Um,
had I had it one time from Jennifer Han.
okay.
She gave me a mean hook. You know, we both threw a hook, but since she's a little taller than me, she
Yeah.
caught me
Yeah.
clean, like
I know
flesh clean.
Jennifer from the
In
amateur
my
mode.
head, I thought that I was with my knee on the canvas,
Mhm.
but then when I looked straight, I saw her coming like this in both sides. Like I'm like, okay, which one is the one that I had to hit for real?
Yeah, it's a real thing, guys. If you've never experienced it, people always talk about it, and I'm like, yeah, right, that shit ain't real.
That was the
It's
hardest
real.
punch that I ever felt. It was from
Yeah,
Jennifer Han.
it's real. It is a real thing. And you definitely see fluttery, fly like
Yeah,
stars,
and you feel
bars.
a little zooming in your ear. You
Yeah,
hear that
yeah.
in your ear.
And you see
That
like little stuff, and you're like, oh, what is that? I'm gonna touch it.
that
But no, it's
that
real.
girl, she's
It's real
strong.
thing.
She's
It's a real
strong.
thing. Um, Michael Orr says not just from the bouts, but sparring as well, because a lot of injuries happen in sparring and the fans don't know about it. I only have okay, I've been hit really hard in sparring by men. But I've had my nose broken in sparring by a man. But then I broke his nose.
I did have my nose busted.
Um,
That's why it's a
yeah,
little
my nose is
bone up
crooked.
here.
It's been
But it was from
broken
a
a few times.
headbutt and then an uppercut after.
Yeah. My nose has been broken a few times. But yeah, Michael, I've never seen stars or any of that in sparring because I think the headgear definitely helps.
It helps a lot, and depend of the size of the glove. Some people spar with 12-ounce glove, and I
Yeah,
think
no. We
that's
always spar
kind
with
of hard.
yeah,
Women supposed to spar either with 14 or 16-ounce, depend of the weight class you're
yep,
sparring with.
exactly. Um, Big Justin James, welcome in. Thank you for commenting. She's a good fighter. She took a lot of fights too. Who would you say is the hardest punching female? She just said Jennifer Hahn, hardest puncher she ever felt. Women's Boxing Channel. What a great question, Mike. You can actually reassess the best pound for pound by saying, for example, Serrano fought, say, 47 fights, but will 100 not be affected by hits to the head, just as Shields, let's say. Well, yeah. Well, I understand. Okay, I don't understand how you worded it, but I think what you're saying is, as far as the concussions and the injuries and the long term effects, me personally, my memory um, is not the best anymore. Um, I do have family members that have suffered from like dementia and stuff like that. So it could be hereditary, but never at this young of an age. So I assess my memory loss and my memory issues to I took a lot of punches because I was one of those that I would take two or three of your punches to get one of mine. So I took a lot of shots that I shouldn't have taken. So I assess my memory loss to that. I don't have any other issues besides that, but my memory kind of sucks.
I mean, with me, it's not memory loss, but I think the hearing.
Yeah, and I still have problems with my ear because I took a punch
They
in
with
the
the
ear.
hearing, it wasn't because a shot, but it's like hereditary.
Yeah.
Um, from my family, little deaf from one ear is kind of runs in the family. So sometimes my partner tell me sometimes that I speak too loud,
Well, you got to hear yourself.
and I'm like, but I feel that I'm like talking low. She's like, no, you literally yelling. You really
Well, it's
loud.
because I can't hear myself, okay? I do. I get ringing in my ears, and sometimes it'll pop and stuff. Like if I bend down to tie my shoe, or if I move too fast, I'll get dizzy. And I still think I still think when I got hit in the ear, I know that I had, I forget what it's called, but like indigo, or like it messed up my equilibrium, like really bad.
Okay.
I took a punch straight to the eardrum. And for like a long time after that, I had problems. And still to this day, I have problems. Like sometimes if I lay down too fast, I'll get dizzy. Or if I sit up too fast, I'll get dizzy. Or like when I bend over and tie my shoe, like it'll bubble. And I've had the doctors look at it a million times and they say it's fine because, everything is fine.
Yeah, they give you this testing even before and after the fight. With that, I'm good. So with the ear with the hearing, I think it's because I have
Yeah.
hereditary. But
Yeah.
it doesn't affect me on the like on sparring and stuff like that. No, it
No.
doesn't affect me at all.
Yeah. No.
It's just I think I'm lucky enough not to get punched like in the ear or
Yeah.
because I count a lot with my defense. I think I have a pretty good defense.
Hmm.
I never got cut.
Yeah. I've
Only
been
only
cut.
only in that fight that I have that little bump in my eye with Jackie because I was sick. But
Yeah.
other than that, I haven't got like two bruises on my
Yeah.
face, stuff
I've
like
I've
that.
had two cuts, but one was from someone kneeing me in the face down here, and when I was on one knee, and the other one was a headbutt in my eyebrow, but you can't even see it really unless like you're really looking. Um, let's see. Women's Boxing Channel says same with Estrada, etc. These fighters are really, really special as they have that ability to be great champions without being battered themselves so much. That's true. Um,
Mm-hmm.
can't say that about Katie Taylor though. To be honest, she is a great champion, but I feel may well be a candidate for brain damage down the line, sadly. I don't know if I would say that women's boxing channel. I think Katie Taylor has pretty good defense. Um, there's some fights that she's taken some heck.
I mean, in her last two fights, I think, or three fights, I
Yeah, her
think she
last
has
couple fights, I think she's
she
definitely
had taken
going.
too many punches in her face.
Okay.
I think she took too many shots in her face or in her head.
What is it? Oh, sorry, my husband. He just made me laugh with his stupid ass. Um, yes, yes, I do agree. Her last two, three fights, I feel like she's kind of getting to the top of her career where I do not think it'll be very long before she retires. Just for safety issues, I feel like she's kind of slowing down a little bit. She doesn't. I wouldn't say that she's completely done fighting, but I feel like she's kind of maybe shown almost everything she's capable of, and people are slowly starting to figure it out.
Yeah,
That's why I feel like she's taking more punishment.
yeah,
Um,
she is taking too
yeah,
too much
but I don't think
punishment.
she's had that many. She's only had, I would say, maybe three or four actually really, really like tough war fights where she's taken a lot of damage or significant punches. So I don't think she'll have any long term damage. I mean, unless she continues on for a long time.
From the if you continue down that path like you
Yeah,
did
if she
from the
keeps
last
having
two
these
three
kind of
fights.
fights, then yes. But I don't think she'll let it go that far. I think she's got a couple more big fights, and then I would not be surprised if she says she's retiring. That's just, I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know. I haven't heard that. That's what I feel. Um, Michael Orr says, what is the biggest lesson that you've learned in boxing today, and how has applying that lesson to your life helped you grow and evolve as a pugilist?
That's a very good question. Um, I think the biggest lesson I got from the boxing was self-respect because I was in one point, fighting, but I was so low on my self-esteem and seeing all these girls, fighting their heart out made me respect myself as a woman. I like they could do it, I could do it myself too.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I would agree with that totally. Um, I would say it gives you more self discipline.
That too.
Um, for me, I know that before boxing, I wouldn't even hesitate to get in a fight or try to kick somebody's ass or whatever the case may be. Um, when I turned pro and I got my license, everybody knows that your hands are considered weapons and is 100% a felony if you get in a street fight or any kind of fight for that
Any
matter
kind of
outside
fight,
of the
yeah.
ring. Um, so I feel like it kind of humbled me enough, and that I learned to kind of tone myself in and kind of not go off as often or as much, because I knew that what would could not always but could potentially be the outcome had someone found out I was a real fighter. Um, there was only one time that I got into a fight at a club when I was pro, and I tried my best to prevent it. But I wasn't gonna literally sit there and let somebody hit me. So I did not take the first punch. I literally, we were in the club and this girl kept like butt checking me. You know, like when you're dancing, it was my husband and I. We were dancing, and there was like a big group of girls behind us. There was space on the dance floor. It wasn't that damn crowded, but she kept like butting me, like with her butt. Like I don't know if she was trying to get me to scoot over or what the hell she was doing, but I got tired of it. So I'm just like, babe, let's just move. Let's go like to the other side of the club. So we like moved, got out of the dance area, went all the way to the other side, and got back in the dance area where there was like nobody there. So we're like over there hanging out, and then all of a sudden I feel another bump behind me. It's the same goddamn girl. I was like, why the fuck is she over here? Like we were literally on the opposite side of the whole entire club. Like it's not that small in here. And so I turn around, I'm like, dude, like seriously, don't don't bump me again. Like there's plenty of space in here. So of course then she starts talking shit, and I'm just like, so I'm like, look, it's like, hey, you don't know me. I know I look small. I know I look intimidated. Like I don't look like I'm shit, but I'm telling you, just walk away. Please, please, please. Like for your sake, walk away.
It's hard sometimes
No,
when
she
it's
threw.
when
She
it's
threw.
like too much, when it's like too much and it's constantly in your head like
Yeah.
this person continue. All you want to do is just make it
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah. And I tried to tell her, and nope, she swung at me. So, I did what I had to do. We got kicked out, and the cops did come, but luckily they just told us to go home. They didn't even ask for ID or anything. Or I'd have probably been in big. She was pretty fucked up. She was pretty fucked up.
It was lucky not to ask. So, oh, you the
Yeah, the cop was
boxer.
like, "Well, what
You the
happened?" I was like,
boxer.
"No, like, bro, like, I didn't even hit her. Like, I don't know. I put her in a headlock, like, so she couldn't hit me. That was it. Like, I didn't." And he's like, and I'm like, besides, she's like way bigger than me. She was like, I don't know, at least 5'10", 5'11", maybe 6 foot. I'm 5'4". I'm like, she's like way bigger. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, we were just wrestling. I don't know. And he's
It
like, look at her
happens.
face. Look at her
It's like
face.
when you don't want to use your hand, you always try to figure out the other way to hit the person. If I see a broom, I will hit you with the broom.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I don't know what happened. I don't know. And he's like, just go home. I'm like, thank you, Lord Jesus. Because I was like, I was a little nervous when the cops got there. Um,
They
Yeah, Brooke
change your
Headlock
nickname. They change your nickname. Headlock.
Headlock Dierdorff. Hey, I did actually. I mean, I did throw some punches, but I did actually put her in a headlock, and I was uppercutting her though. We're just gonna on the low. I was throwing uppercuts in there. That's how she got fucked up. But that's just what it is. But other than that, I think I held my temper pretty good. I try to like let people like try not to let myself get in fights. Michael Orr says, with women's boxing on the rise during the last couple of years, where would you like to see the sport in the next 5 years compared to where do you think it will actually be in the next 5 years?
Wow,
That's a good question,
he's coming with big questions.
Michael knows literally everything there is to know.
He's coming with the big questions. I mean, it's still we still have a lot of women's coming up. So we only see the girls that come like let's put like from the Olympics rising up. Um, we just gotta see because it's a lot of competition out there.
Yeah.
And girls from my generation, like from my time, they still being active.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's
A
put
lot of them.
Heather Hardy
Yep.
still active.
Chevelle Hallback, Naomi
Chevelle
Bosques,
Hall came out from retirement and is still
Olivia
active.
Gerula, still
Melissa
fighting.
Hernandez.
Yep. Hernandez came out of retirement. There's so many of them.
There's so
There's so
many.
many.
I'm not
Tish
sure if
Robinson came out of retirement.
Shelly
She only had
Vincent,
one, but yep, Shelly Vincent came out of retirement.
Shelly Vincent is it's because now the girl are up in a
They're
level
getting,
up here.
yeah,
You know, it make you like want to go out there and show the world what you got.
exactly.
And that's the thing with me. I know I'm not done. I keep saying this. I'm not done, and I know I have a lot of power in me that
Yeah,
I could get at least one belt.
right.
One belt. I don't need to have. I don't need to be undisputed. I don't need to be undisputed. I just
Just one.
want to make my dream, which is just give me one world title belt. Give me
Yeah,
one shot in
yeah.
to prove the world that I'm capable. You know what I'm
Well,
capable
yeah, and
of.
I mean, agree with you, and I totally because I had several title fights that I didn't get the decisions on, and I feel like I should have. So I'm like, my collection over here should be bigger. Like I
Yeah.
feel robbed of the fact that I think almost all of my losses were for belts, and I feel like I won most of them. Like I honestly feel that way, and I'm because I was fighting in their hometown. They were defending the titles.
That's the thing. Being like I said,
So
being the opponent
yeah,
is
it's
the
hard.
biggest threat against you.
Yeah,
Being the opponent, having not the management, but the promoting against you.
yeah,
Um, you're gonna be in the
everything.
hometown girl. All that it goes against you. Is either knock her head off, or you're not gonna have the decision.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's true. It's freaking true.
Yeah.
Women's boxing channel. I think Cameron could be an especially dangerous fight for Katie Taylor.
Come here, because I know
I
you
think
wanna
that would
be.
be a good fight. I think that would be a good fight, women's boxing channel. I definitely think that would be a good one. Hey, baby, look at the
Oh,
puppy.
she just wanna play. That's why she's over here
She just wants
growling.
attention because she hears you talking, but you're not talking to her. Michael Orr says this question is to the both of you. In your opinion, what do you? Oh, did I just read that? Yeah, you did. I just read that, Michael. So my opinion, in the next 5 years. Oh, that might be a different question. But in the next 5 years, I would like to see women. Within the next 5 years, I would like to see more women aside from just the women that we're seeing on a regular basis. Not that I don't like seeing them. So it's not like I'm not downing the fighters that are getting the airtime and the big paydays. But like I said before, there's very few of them that are actually making six figures or to the million mark. Very
Yes,
few.
I
There's
want the
very
opportunity too.
yeah, there's very few that are getting the TV time. on the pay-per-views and on the zone and all that. There's not a lot of them. There are way more females out there that are very, very good fighters, like the ones we were just talking about, you and some of the people from our time that are still fighting that deserve those opportunities, for those big payday fights, for the television time, for the media time. We deserve it too, and all of the girls deserve it. So I feel like they need to kind of spread it out and let some of the other girls shine too. Like I said, I'm not trying to take anything away from them. Continue airing them and giving them those opportunities, the girls that are getting that now, but they need to do it more. There needs to be more girls that get that.
Yeah, it's not only like, to give them the opportunity, but also have the proper fight schedule. Like, let's put an example. If somebody is ranked and that person is going for world title, don't take that, don't a girl from the bottom could take that opportunity away from them, because boxing became a business.
Yeah,
It's not like two tough girl that made it to the top and they fight toe to toe.
yeah,
A girl from the bottom, coming up, bumped out the person that's already on top to fight for the
yeah,
opportunity. And
yeah,
and I'm speaking that. Oh, let's put example, Marine Shea. She's one of the top, and she had the opportunity to fight for a title, and somebody took her spot.
yeah,
I don't think that's fair. Is, like I said, promoters.
yeah.
Promoters have, that ability to do all this kind of thing, and then a person that worked hard to be on top, to have the opportunity, they took the opportunity away from her.
Exactly, exactly. Yes, I just talked. I've been talking with Maureen, a lot lately about that. Um, so yes, Michael, I think that's what we need to get to the next level. We need more equality, which we already know, but we need to have the women showcased more and more women showcased, not just the ones that are being showcased on a regular right now. Like there's so many more females out there that are great fighters that I would love to see get that exposure.
Yeah,
That's, I think, the next step we need.
definitely.
We need to.
I know some of the girls that they be calling other girls out, and they're not giving them the opportunity
Yeah,
to show what they can bring in the sport.
exactly, exactly. Michael, or I've got Shalito's contact info if you need it, Brooke. I have been in contact with her. If you got her, I don't know. I might have her number. I can't remember. But I have talked to her about being on the show as well. Brooke, don't forget all the belts that you all and your husband that are in my husband's drawer. You didn't get robbed. Don't forget to count all the belts you own in your husband's drawer. That's hilarious, Michael. Um, I'll have to
That is
tell him.
funny.
I'll have to tell him that you said that. Um, yes. The proper fight schedules are lacking badly. Yes, they are. Said this for ages. 100% women's boxing channel. That's exactly what I'm saying. We need an independent world governing authority like virtually all other sports. Yeah. I think what would be really, really big for women's boxing right now is one, more promoters, for women. And I think it would be cool to see women's like own league, kind of like separate, kind of like
Just females. I would like
just
to see.
females,
I would like to see just one promoter that promotes
just two female cards.
just female cards
Yeah,
only.
yeah,
Because if you sit there and count how many promoters have the most female fighters under their promotion, I would say Dazan have the most
mhm,
females. He, I appreciate Eddie
yeah,
for just doing that, to exposing that us female could bring more to the table.
yeah.
Top rank only have what, two girls now?
Two, I think,
Just
maybe.
just two girls signed. Golden Boy also had only what, a few
He might only
girls.
have like three or
I,
four.
I don't think he have more because Sinies Estrada is with Top right now. Marlene Esparza, I'm not sure if she's still with them.
I don't know if she's still with them either.
And Sula Morbina, I'm not sure if she's with them with Golden Boy. What I'm saying is this that that promoter Eddie Hearn just came the other day making big fights, and I don't know where he took over the female world.
He did. Definitely.
So we need more promoters like him, but
Yeah.
just female, just
Just female
female.
cards. Yes. Just female cards. I feel a lot of these promo companies are expecting these females to sell from all over social media and get a follow him before they will even sign them. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The only one that is like literally on board with completely signing women or working with women right now is Eddie Hearn.
Eddie Hearn,
The
yeah.
other ones they have one or two, but that don't mean jack shit. It literally don't. When you have all these guys and you have one or two girls, that don't mean anything. I mean, they're just doing it because they feel like they have to have at least one. I mean, otherwise they, that almost be the same thing as, just being completely biased. And you can't do that right now. Women's boxing is getting pretty big right now. So
Bigger. It's
they got
getting
to jump
bigger.
on board at some point. Um, Promoters need to be managed. They are no better than soccer agents. Yeah. Success to many fighters now is almost entirely dependent on which promoter you're with. Very true too. The opportunities that you get, the paydays that you get, the exposure that you get, all of that comes with a good promotional um, company and the people that you're working with. We were talking about that earlier. The people that are on your team, the people that are in your corner. That all
Yeah.
makes
Some people look at you as dollar sign. Imagine that.
exactly. Imagine that. How much money can I make off this one?
Oh, like yeah, like okay, I'm a boxing agent.
Yeah.
I got in contact with let's put Golden Boy. I could have you signed by the end of the year. Blah blah blah. This is the
Yep.
offer, and then when you really sit there and read the contract, it's nothing what they told you.
No, never. It never is. Um, all right, guys, back to like my last few questions that I have for her. I mean, you guys can keep dropping your comments, dropping your questions. I'll
Oh,
get to
I
it.
like this. You
Yeah,
could
I'll
bring
get to them.
everything because I have a
Blow
lot.
them in there. Blow them in there. Um, so a lot of us, I know me personally, I didn't get to very few, or get to spar with very few female sparring partners. I mostly sparred with the guys. But you, on the other hand, the luxury of sparring with some great female world champions during some of your training camps. Ronica Jeffries, Melissa St. Ville, Alicia Ashley, Heather Hardy, we talked about, Melissa Hernandez, Shelly Vincent, Helen Joseph, and Keisha McLeod. Um, Tell us a little about the sparring matches and how much you feel like that helped your career and your fights being able to spar with women.
I forgot to say I also spoke with Marine Shea. I really
Maureen
like
Shea.
I really like
Yeah,
to
we can't forget Marine, the Bronx. I mean, come on now.
but the spar wasn't in the Bronx, it was in New Jersey, and
Okay,
it was
okay.
it was co- it was awesome because she gave me some more insight, of what to do in the ring since she had more experience than me being
Yeah,
professional. So I took those advice from her. So with Melissa Hernandez.
yep.
But Melissa Hernandez caught me with a mean body shot, and
Melissa is very
I
awkward.
think from that sparring with Melissa Hernandez, I learned to to cover my body more.
Yeah,
And now I spar with mostly boys. When I'm in training camp, when I can't find no girls, I spar with the boys, and for them to be able to touch my body is impossible for them. I keep telling them that you had to hit me. Just think I'm another guy. Just to be like, oh, you a female. It don't matter. I'm fighting with an 8-ounce glove, and the other person is not gonna say, "Oh, you're a girl." They're gonna think I'm gonna rip your head off.
yeah, yeah. I never had that luxury. Every guy that I ever sparred with, I sparred with a lot of guy fighters. I sparred with Sean Simpson. He's from Chicago, but he was a pro fighter. Um, all the guys from Windy City, gyms all over the Chicagoland area I sparred with. But for me, most of the guys were intimidated by the fact that I was a champion. So they're like, well, I'm not getting embarrassed by this girl. So they would literally try to like put it on me. So I had some I had some sparring matches that were like literally like fights. Just because the guys like they didn't want to be showed up by a girl. You know how everybody gets around the ring and they're
Yeah,
all watching.
and
Like,
they'll
oh my
watch it.
God,
Yes,
like so and so is sparring Brooke, but like she's a champ. Like how is this gonna? And so then everybody gets
they
around
give you that respect. They give you that respect. But
the ring. Yeah, but then the guy you're sparring.
my coach always had this habit of leave me in one corner and not give me instruction, and always take the side of the of
The
whoever
other
is sparring with me, and always tell them that right there, you see her, it's a guy. Go hit her.
Yeah,
Don't
don't play
don't think,
around.
oh, that's a girl. No, go hit her. That's your opponent. Go
Yeah,
break the her off.
like just pretend like you don't like you can't see that. Like pretend that's not there.
Yes, that's
Um,
and that's another thing that in the gym people have to take that out of their head. That, oh, I'm
yeah,
sparring
it's
a
just it's
girl.
a fighter against a fighter.
Yes.
And if you're both trained properly and you both have the skills and that you're on the same level, it don't even matter. Like it really doesn't.
Yeah.
Um, that's just how you got to grow. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Women's boxing channel. Another thing, is it me or do I keep seeing corners and coaches getting fruity with female fighters? Maybe it's just my imagination.
No, it's not imagination.
uh,
It's been happening for years.
yeah,
Is either the coach or managers.
yeah,
It's always been like that, and I think that's for me is inappropriate. Like, if when you're in the gym, you're in the gym. What
yeah,
you do outside of the gym's door, that's at your own risk. But inside the gym, don't be all this mushy mooch and
yeah.
no.
It's business. It's
It's
business.
business is business.
Yeah,
Don't mix the pleasure with the
with the
business.
business, right? You
It
gotta
doesn't
separate.
go.
You gotta separate it. Like it's like leaving your work at work when you come home, or like leaving home at home and not taking it to work. It's kind of the
Yes.
same thing. Um, who would you say are the females in boxing that you looked up to or that you would consider your role models?
While I was growing up, I always admire Lucia Reichker,
Yeah,
and Chevelle Hallback is, you know, for me, looking up to them was a big thing for my career, because I learned a few things from them,
yeah,
from each of them. And like I said, in Puerto Rico, female boxing wasn't so up here like it is now. But yeah, from them I learned a lot.
yeah,
Those
totally.
were my role model.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. So I don't know if you've watched any of my shows or not, but I do pride the show on giving fighters the chance to share their true stories on um, being the truth, like behind the scenes. Like I want people to like understand what we went through and the stuff we dealt with behind the scenes, like all the BS we had to go through. I feel like the current fighters need to know what it took for us to kind of pave the way to get it to where it is today, and all the crap we had to deal with.
It's always gonna be crap in the middle of the career. Is either having, like I said, like the relationship with 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 your team is one thing, and sometimes the team breaks because of personal issues. So that says a lot. I'm the type of person that don't like to talk about like personal business out there, but I did went through hell and back
Yeah,
from having issue within my team and not having a team at all. I think the only team member that I still have and is always being loyal to me is my coach,
yeah,
because a lot of BS happen, and I'm not I'm not gonna expose them out there, because the past is the past and I'll move on from it. But it was a painful chapter in my life.
yeah,
It did put me to a point, the lowest point of my life, and I really don't wanna like relive it.
yeah,
That
yeah. I totally understand that. I totally understand that. Yeah, but like I tell people all the time, there was so much stuff that we had to deal with behind the scenes or like at fights, um, in different scenarios that things should have been a certain way and they didn't end up being that way, or you get told it's going to be this and it's something else. We kind of touched on that. But there's so much stuff that
It's too much. It's people see only what they see like on social media or the TV.
yeah,
That's what they see, and but deep inside they really don't know what's going on inside.
yeah,
They
yeah,
don't.
totally. No, they don't. People just don't quite understand unless you've been there and done that. Um, so as far as we already kind of touched on how we feel about the women's boxing today and stuff like that. Are there any female fighters that you follow that are current fighters or that you kind of like their style, or any of the up and coming fighters that you like that are
I
coming?
mean, I have I have some girls that I have followed. Like I keep in contact with Alycia Baumgardner here and there. Um, her sometimes I message Amanda Serrano, like give her good luck and stuff like that. But I don't be too much like in I don't know if you notice, but I don't be too much like in the social
No,
media
yeah, you're not.
because I'm being busy and
Yeah,
working, and when I come off from work I'm exhausted
yeah,
and I don't even have time to even watch TV. So,
yeah. Well,
but
you'll have to.
on my days off,
I have talked to Amanda, and I thought I had her on the show, and then like I've kind of lost touch with her. But yeah, you'll have to reach out to Amanda and Alicia. I really want on the show too. You'll have to like put in a good word for me.
I mean, you gotta think they became
I know they're
undisputed and
busy.
they unreachable now.
I know it's hard to reach them.
It's
It's hard
hard
to reach them.
to reach them because
Yeah,
now they so from a little bit that they have in their agenda, now it's a whole month agenda.
yeah,
So it's kind of hard
it is. It
to
definitely.
even get a high.
Yeah. To even be like, hey, what's up? Hey,
Yeah, I probably didn't even see the message because they have received so many messages
yeah, they get so many
during the
now they can't
day.
even freaking keep up with it. Um, Women's Boxing Channel says, no, it ain't. Listen, one coach said he put a fighter's
Nika,
knickers and bra on one night, and she was so tired the night before her fight. He was almost sweating as he spoke. I don't know what you mean there. You confused me with that one, WBC. I don't know. You confused me there. I don't.
within Nika,
Sneakers? Sneakers? Maybe
that
sneakers?
that sounds so
That sounds weird.
weird.
That sounds weird. When I don't know. Actually, I don't even know if I want you to re-put that in there so I understand it, because that sounds a little bit risque. I don't know.
Okay, the message before that one said maybe it is just my imagination.
Well, we said no. Like that's a thing.
One coach said he put a fighter sneaker on bra on one night as she was so tired the night before her fight. That sounds like when what you're not supposed to do the night before of your fight.
Yeah, are you talking about some stuff you shouldn't be? I'm telling you how a coach I know was being
Oh, it's okay.
okay.
Okay. Now I explain. It's always one of those.
Yeah, there's always some of those.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big no-no. But yeah, I'm not gonna say they don't. That's literally, but that's in any. I would say that's in any sport. With the men or coaches, or and then they want to cross the line with their person that they're training or working with. I think that's all sports. It's wrong on all levels. Yes, it is.
Yes. It's
I
wrong.
think that happens in every sport when it comes to females dealing with males as their coaches or trainers. I feel like at one point in time, they almost all crossed the line. Maybe not fully crossed the line, but they crossed the line in one way or another with something inappropriate because they're guys. And that's just how they are.
I
I don't
mean,
know. Like they can't just see someone as like this is a professional relationship if they're any somewhat attracted to them, or like they get that relationship where they like feel, I don't know, a type of way, they can't control themselves. Like there's always going to be
Unless you know the person's reputation, you always
right
have to put a stop before everything
before it
continues.
gets there. Yeah, like be like,
Yeah, so I know how you are. Don't look this way.
yeah,
Me and you are just partners in the gym, and that's it.
yeah, yeah,
Don't invite me over a drink or coffee. None of that.
yeah, right, exactly.
Business is
Yeah, you
business.
have to let him know like this is business period, and that's it. Women's boxing, Chevelle is magnificent, 52 and still ranked about 14. Yes, she is. And she should be ranked higher than that because she got robbed in her last fight.
In her last fight, yes, I think it was inappropriate what they did to her,
Yeah,
knowing her whole long career that she had, like, her
yeah,
experience in the boxing. Like, what would you do? Why are you gonna do that to her?
yeah, yeah. Terrible. And I need to reach back out to her and see if she ever heard anything back from the commission because she is fighting that.
Do she they reevaluating the fight?
Did she what?
Are they reevaluating the fight
They're supposed to be.
to
Yes.
put it at least as a just to put it a non-contest
Yeah,
and
even a
put
no
make
contest.
them
Like she's
fight
like,
again?
I don't care if it's a no contest, if they change it to a draw, if they change it to whatever. But she just doesn't want that loss on her record because she did lose. Um, yes, because he makes out he's a mentor and a father figure, yet talks like that, and she don't know. So disturbing to me, and I actually hate it. Yeah, WBC. If you know the fighter, to be honest, I understand that's her coach, and all of that. But if he's doing stuff like that behind her back and saying like things like derogatory things like that, I would reach out to the fighter if I was you, and I would let them know before he tries to act on it. Like give her a warning. Just let her know. Keep her eyes open. Angie Passmore in the house. What's up, girl? Angie is an amateur fighter that I actually met at the Hall of Fame inductions last year. She lives in Vegas. Amazing, amazing woman. She says, "Hey, ladies. Yes, it seems to be a theme with men as coaches. It's happened to me twice now. It's so awkward and unacceptable." Yes, um, it
But
is, Angie.
this is the thing. For you to become a boxing coach, you always have to pass these type of tests that USA Boxing gives you, and one of them is the sexual harassment test, I think, or is a all I know is that you have to pass the certification to be able to be a coach, to
Yeah,
have the book. And if you having this kind of issues, you could report that coach. You could do it anonymously,
yeah,
to the USA Boxing, and they will invest. They will open an investigation, and they could have this coach stop being a coach. They could get the little
license
passbook
revoked.
removed
Yeah.
and not be able to train nobody.
Yeah, and you can definitely do it anonymously, like she said, so they don't know it's you.
They don't then Yeah, they're not gonna say, oh, this person said this and that. No, if you don't want your name to be out there, you can't, you can't report it.
Exactly, exactly. Women's Boxing Channel says, but I can't reach out to her as he's uh,
We're
incredibility.
well known.
He's well known, and I would be totaled. So it's better to wait, and if it comes, then bang, you get me. I get you. I get you. I don't know. I would reach out anyway. I'm the type of person that I wouldn't care if he found out. Um, I would be wanting just to protect her as a fighter, but I totally understand where you're coming from. I do. I totally see what you're saying. But I would just want to let her know that she needs to be extra careful. Angie says there seems to be a lack of accountability in this area. Yes, yes, sir.
The more recent you had to, if you see there is a lack of accountability in your area, like that you say in Vegas that you live.
Yeah,
If they lacking out, you have to go to the higher up.
yeah,
Email USA Boxing straight to
yeah,
them. I
yeah,
think it's called safety sport. You have to have that safety sport to be able to have the passbook.
yeah.
So
Absolutely.
reach out to them, tell them your concern, and just let them know to keep your name out of the situation for the they could conduct an investigation.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. If they're doing that much, then they definitely need to be reevaluated for sure. Um, so I always ask everybody, what is the message that you would like to give to all the young girls and fighters that are listening to the show throughout the world? Like, what's the message you would like to give to them?
Well, I will let the future, upcoming girls that never settle for less. Always reach for the star, go higher than you can,
Yeah,
climb a mountain because I know people could, go to the top.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Never give up. Never give up. That's for sure. Fight for what you believe in. Anything is possible for sure. Um, well, you already told, I was going to ask you what you've been doing these days, but you already were talking about your work and how busy you are,
Oh,
and you
it's
already
super
answered.
busy. It's
Yeah,
super
you already
busy
answered
carrying
it.
heavy boxes to a building with no elevator, and you have to go to the top floor to bring
Yeah,
heavy packages. It's sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's annoying,
yeah.
but
Sometimes,
at the
right.
end of the day, you be so hard. You be so tired. The
Yeah,
next day, you have to continue to do the same thing.
yeah. I bet you get sore just from working.
I
You're
mean,
not even working out.
during the pandemic, I got pretty big. I reached to a weight that I didn't expect to reach.
Yeah,
And working for Amazon, it made me a little stronger. I feel that I'm like a little bulky now,
yeah,
carrying all these boxes. But
yeah. I
yeah,
got
it
you.
helped me. It helped me maintain.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but that's good. And then you also answered the second question. You're not technically retired. You're
I'm
still,
not. I'm not retired. I'm just, you know, this time off made me reflect more on myself
yeah,
because boxing take your whole time, and
yes,
sometimes you don't even have time to think
yeah,
and
exactly.
or find yourself within.
Right.
And having that time of it made me be with my family because I was, training. It also takes time away from your family.
Absolutely.
And I want to get back out there.
Yeah.
Everybody is, going to the top, and I want to be one of them. I want to go
Yeah.
to the top because I'm not done. I still,
Yeah.
I still have a lot to show to the world
Yeah.
that what I can do. And if that was the case that I didn't have nothing to show the world that I have, I would stay where I'm at. But the fact that I still have more game in me, I want to play game.
Yeah. I feel you. I miss it so much. You have no idea. Like I understand where you come from totally because I miss it every single freaking day. I miss it.
You
Um,
could take the girl from the game, but you cannot take the game from the girl.
yeah, no, never. Like I'll be old and still like be like, let's go. Like it's never gone. Never, never, never
No,
gone.
it doesn't go away.
It's always there. Before we wrap things up with the show tonight, is there anything that we didn't talk about that you want people to know that you want to talk about?
I think that's about it. I mean, if you let me see here, I will talk for days. What can do we do better in the to show the to the other like promoter managers what can they do
Yeah,
better for the girls.
yeah,
I would gladly have another day of the show and talk about it, but
yeah.
other than that, no.
All right,
No.
cool. Yeah, we
Everything is
definitely,
cool.
yeah, like Mike was asking that question. Yeah, we need more promoters. We need more managers. We need more women, women,
More
women.
exposure, more
More
exposure. Even though we
exposure.
we had the platform, we have what we always wanted, being on major TV.
Yes.
We already
But now
had
we
that.
need more.
Now we need more, exactly, and we need to change this time. Like 2 minute round. No, it's not it. It's not it for me. If they put me to choose which one you prefer, 2 minute or 3 minute, I will go with a 3 minute because I'm able to show more.
Yeah. See, now I've always told people I don't think that we should fight 3 minutes until we get 3 minute pay.
Yes, that's
So
that's
people
another
always
one.
ask, that's always a question that they ask me. And I've always told people we can go 3 minutes. I don't know any female that doesn't train 3 minute rounds. So we can
We all mira,
easily do
I was
three
gonna
minutes.
speak Spanish. I was gonna speak Spanish
We
right
That's
now,
okay. Hey, somebody's
but
listening that speaks Spanish.
but look, I do train major times with boys.
Yeah.
I always train with boys, and I always have my training just like the boys.
Yeah.
Now, why not fight the same amount of time or have the same amount of money like the boys?
Yes. So that's like my big thing though, is I've always said we can do 3 minutes. We can do the 3 minutes. There's not, we all train 3 minutes. We could all fight the 3 minutes. The issue for me personally is I would never sign a contract to fight 3 minutes unless they gave me the exact same pay that a guy on the same level as me is getting paid. Because why am I going to give you more of a fight, more of a show, more action, and put my body through that much more, even if it's only 6 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever the case may be total. I'm not getting anything out of it if I'm getting the same pay. So until they can pay us equally, I don't think we should fight 3 minutes. That's just my
True.
personal opinion.
I mean,
We can,
I totally agree. Totally
we
agree.
can. I just would, me personally, would never sign a contract for 3 minutes unless it was the same pay as the guy on the card that's fighting for the world title. The
Yeah,
more
I never that for
like,
me never made sense.
why?
We all fighting for the same. Let's put the same body. Let's put IBF for world title. This
Yeah,
person is getting like over 500,000, and I'm
yeah,
getting only $5,000.
right. See my point? So why should we give
It's
that to
just like
them?
the bas. It's
We're
just like the
already like,
basketball.
I feel like we're already like taking it up the butt, like on every which way we can possibly take the BS and
Yeah,
getting screwed
it's just
over.
like it's just
So
like basketball. It's
yeah,
just
but
like the female basketball. They get less paid than the male basketball
right.
players.
Right. So that's like where my mindset is. Like I'm already being screwed every possible way you can bend me and put me. Why would I give you more and you're not giving me anything in return? That's just how I feel about it.
And
Uh,
that's a question that I will ask Senior Estrada, because she fought 3 minutes.
yeah. Be
Like,
like,
do you got paid? Do you got paid extra
did
for
you?
those extra minutes?
Yeah. Did she? I mean, we don't know. I don't know,
We don't
but
know. Nobody knows.
nobody knows. But that's a good question to ask. Because unless you're going to compensate me equally to what they're getting paid, why the heck would I give you more? Why would I give you more of a show and put my body through that much more? Why? I'm not even getting what I should be getting without it.
So that's the biggest question here. Are
Yeah,
you gonna pay me for those extra minutes?
exactly. That's the big question. Michael Orr, great show tonight, Brooke. Thank you so much. WBC, thank you for tonight, Nadia. Yes. Thank you guys so much for being here. I want to say thank you, especially Women's Boxing Channel, Michael, you guys for always being here like almost every week. I appreciate you so much. And thank you for commenting. It makes the show so much more fun for us to be able to interact with you guys that are here watching. So I appreciate you for that. I know we had a couple of new ones. Angie, almost always here. Appreciate you, girl. There was another one
Let me
that was
see.
a new comment. D, thank you for coming. He's from my TikTok and he's always here. I appreciate you for coming in. D Garcia. What was the other one? There was
No,
another.
Michael came with the biggest question.
He did. Michael, also everybody on here, Michael Orla is in the comments. He has several shows on talkingfight.com. So if you guys go to talkingfight.com, Michael Orr has his own podcast, like several of them.
It
And
was it,
Michael,
it was another guy that used to have his own Instagram, just following women's boxing, and
yeah,
I think he passed away of
okay.
cancer. And he was one of the biggest person out there that was pushing for women's, he was really, really pushing
Yeah,
for women's
pushing
boxing.
for women's. Got you. Got you. But yeah, guys, check out Michael Orr's podcast as well. Michael knows literally the ins and outs, everything there is to know about boxing. If you got a question, he's the guy. He knows everything. The other one, Big Justin James. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate you. I hope to see you back in here again next week. Like I said, it's so great when you guys comment with us. It's so awesome. Yes, thank you, Michael. Yes, everybody go watch Michael to support Michael. Women's Boxing Channel. Thank you for being here. Angie, thank you for being here. And you, Nadia, thank you so much for taking the time to come share your
That's
story.
I thank you so much for having me. I will correct you with my name. My name is Nydia.
Nydia, I was going to ask you that before we started. I have always called you Nadia, and
Everybody, you're not the only one.
every time I've watched your fights, they announce it that way.
Yes, I always have an issue with my
So
name.
that's why I was like, well, it's got to be right because that's how they announce it.
Nadia is spelled N-A.
Okay.
Yeah, and Nydia, I
But
don't know
that's
why
how
they
they
don't
always
pronounce the
announce your name. Do
Y.
you tell them? Like, you should go up to them before the fight and be like, hey.
I always do, but when it's time for them to pronounce my name, they always come back with the Nadia.
So
Then I'm
Nydia.
like, Nadia, so I know the name.
Nydia.
It's Nydia.
Well, now I know. And now I know. And that's why I always said it that way, because I like every time I've watched your fights, like on YouTube or on whatever, that's how they announce it.
Yeah, I know. I always, like I said, I always have an issue with everybody pronouncing my name
Girl,
so
you should
wrong.
have told me before we even got
No,
like
it's okay.
from the
It's
beginning. You should
okay.
be like, hey, it's Nydia.
Oh,
No.
it's fine. It's
Okay,
rare that people
everybody in
have
the
my
whole
name
world that's
good.
listening right now, because we are on like 18 different streams nationwide. Everybody, it is Nydia, not Nadia. Okay. Get it right. So now everybody knows how to properly say
Nydia.
it. Nydia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, girl. I appreciate you so much for coming on the show.
My
Definitely
pleasure's
make
mine.
sure, share it out. Let people know you were on. Have them watch it. And if you feel the urge, join us sometime live. Ask questions. I tell people, I feel like everybody's stories are so unique and so different, yet somewhat similar. But I feel like, especially the girls fighting today and like the future generations coming, can learn so much stuff by listening to past like other fighters' stories. Like you can learn something from everybody. Like I learn stuff every time. And I fought for years
I
and years.
mean, you learn my story from myself because I don't have a platform out there
Exactly.
to people know who am I.
Right. So now the world knows. Now the world knows who you are. But again, true warrior, beast. Good luck. I hope we see you back out there again. Definitely let me know if you get a
Soon,
fight. Let me know. Let me know if you get a fight.
soon.
All
No,
right,
but
girl. I
first we
appreciate you.
gotta get strong over here.
I feel you.
Then think about fights.
I feel you. I definitely feel you. All right. I appreciate you again. I'll have Michael, he'll have you exit out. I'll just do my outro. If you have any questions or need anything, don't hesitate to reach out to me though.
Of course. Have a good night. Thank you
All
for
right.
having me.
Yeah. Yep. Bye. All right, y'all. Thank you again so much. Thanks to everyone that participated in the comments. It means so much when you guys comment. I know you're out there. Like I know you're listening. I know you're excited. Thank you for commenting, and thank you for asking questions and letting us know you're here. Even if you don't really want to say much, just saying, hey, what's up, Brooke? Let me know you're out here. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're watching. Let me know where you're from. Heck, it means a lot. And everybody that's in here, thank you, thank you. Um, yes, thank you so much, media. Thank you so much. It was amazing. It was amazing. Everyone, again, thank you so much for joining me tonight on No Punches Pulled with No Mercy. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. But please, please, please like, subscribe, hit that subscribe button, and share every week. Share, spread the word. Let's get some more people in here next week and every week going forward. There is also now a donate button below. If you would like to donate, it does go directly to me and my show and my time. Greatly appreciated if you're feeling generous, but definitely don't feel the pressure like you have to. But definitely make sure that you are following me on all my social media platforms to stay informed about the show, about me, what I'm doing, and also who's going to be on the show every single week. I post it ahead of time so you know who's coming up every week. You can find me under Brooke No Mercy Dierdorff #Millbrook. That's my boxing page. I post it on there, as well as I have my podcast page. Of course, No Punches Pulled with No Mercy. That's on all my social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of them. Make sure you're following those pages so you can stay tuned to who's going to be on the show every week. Thank you again for tuning in with me tonight. I will see you all again, same time, same place, next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the next episode of No Punches Pulled with me, No Mercy. Until then, remember, punch hard because nothing else matters, guys. Bye-bye. Let's go. Have a good night.